How are you? Welcome to Lisbon. Hi. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, how are you? Hi there. Hola. Hola. Hey, how are you? So put yourself comfortable. We have a guitar. We are going to have a jam session here. So, yes, just pick a chair. Cesar, help me here. Who's everyone?
All right. So we're going from here to there. This is my dear friend Sunai Balkan. This is Sandra Kurzweil, Ricardo Soler, Kiko Pereira, Rachel Gentil, and co-writer and producer Sebastian Arman.
Warm applause to that. You want to be glad for you? Oh no, I will. I just laid an egg. That's a new thing in Eurovision. But the chicken sound is from Israel, so we have like a chicken in Austria. So, Cesar, now, we know you're not new in this Eurovision thing. You were in Kiev last year and in Stockholm 2 years ago. Now, you've been in Lisbon for a few days already. You had your second rehearsal today. What are the biggest differences you see between the past Eurovision, the past two Eurovisions and this one?
I think the character or the vibe of a Eurovision is always very much determined by the place where it's being held. Of course, Lisbon has a totally different vibe from Kiev.
Very good vibe.
Yes, I mean, they're all good in their own way, but Lisbon has a very specific vibe. So, of course, we kind of tune into that frequency and everything feels different. So,
is it your first time in Lisbon?
No, it's not my first time. It's my first time in a long time. I was on a short stay earlier this year, but it doesn't count. We just spent an afternoon here. But 10 years ago, I was in Lisbon.
But you were on vacations to work?
No, I had a concert. One of my first international concerts. I was like 17 years old.
Cool.
And we had in Lux Club.
I love it. It's the best.
It is one of the cool ones, right?
We have to go there again.
Yes, absolutely.
It rocks.
I wish the Euro Club would be there.
No, but we will just go out there. We'll just go out there. But do you think the responsibility is bigger now that because you're the lead singer? Now you're the lead singer. Do you think that it's more difficult? The responsibility is higher.
It is more difficult and also easier at the same time.
Why?
Well, sometimes when you're a supporter, you try to do your best, but it's never going to be up to you. And sometimes it's easier to be the one that's held accountable for the finished product. It's just easier. You have to be okay with it. And yeah, so if you can manage to if you can take the extra like responsibility, it's good because you have actual control over the outcome. You know.
No, you have the control because you sing from a platform. You are like there. And like everyone's over there. What's the feeling to sing with everyone?
It's just the perspective is really nice. I mean, I can just imagine how it's going to be when there's
Imagine the people.
Yes, it's going to be wonderful, beautiful, really.
That's good, that's good. Now, one thing, because sometimes people say that only women are multitasking. But you are the living proof that that's not true, because you work behind the scenes in the music industry. You write, you compose, you produce, you sing, you go to the gym and all those things. So what fulfills you the most? Forget the gym part. What fulfills you the most as an artist?
The thing is, it's not so apparent when you're on first sight, but all these different things that I did, they kind of add up to each other and they heighten the experience. Like me studying sports and sports science heightened my awareness of how I control my performance and how I prepare for a concert or something like that. And my work as a social worker prepared me to be a better team player than I was before, which is also very integral to a production like this. There's so many things that you have to communicate on.
That's a cool thing because you did a lot of social work as a physiotherapist, wasn't it?
No, I was a carer, basically a carer for handicapped adults.
Yes.
And teenagers from troubled childhoods. You know, they had some kind of difficulty blending in with society for those reasons.
Thing.
Yeah.
You think that like you grew up. You learned a lot, like, doing that.
I sure did grow up during those days. It was like 5.5 years that I spent in that field, and I'm really thankful that I stumbled across this occasion, because it's not something that a young guy that is like on the stage all the time nobody says, I want to do just that.
Well, that's a good example. You're setting a good example here.
Yeah, I was just lucky, you know.
And now you are an Eurovision professional. It's like from the 3 Eurovisions you've been. What's the most funny thing that happened? The most funny story? Is there any story you want to tell us?
I mean, there were many funny stories, but since the one in Kiev is most fresh, you know, we've been there with Christian Kostov.
Yes.
And I don't know how. I didn't check all the interviews and stuff like this, but I have to tell you that Christian is just a really natural guy. He's always himself, and he never tries to put on an act. And there was this scene early on in Kiev. We were walking in a big group, everybody with their Eurovision badges, and we're walking down the street, and we were just in pairs of 2, and there were like these young girls coming to us, and we thought they come to us because they know we're Eurovision people, and they just started walking with us. And then he came to him, and he would just walk with them, just joked with them, and then he turned around and he said, "You know what? They didn't even know that I'm a singer."
That's cool. That's cool. You enjoyed performing. Did you forgive us already? Because you finished second and Portugal won.
Yeah, I actually.
You still like us?
Yes, I love it. I mean, Portugal is one
You're
of
not
my.
lying.
No, really, okay. Portugal is one of my favorite places, and I have a special connection to Portugal, especially as a singer. I had like only magical performances in Portugal, and when it became apparent that Salvador is going to win, I was like, okay, that's the sign. Next year I'm doing this.
I'll be there. So, and you have a guitar there, so you are going to perform again in Portugal, not just in Eurovision, but in the press room, in the Eurovision's press room. What do you want to say?
We're going to sing a bit of our song. It's just a good occasion to just show who I'm bringing, you know, just to hear the voices better.
Oh, we'd love to hear you.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this again. Give it more. Lord, I'm gonna bring you back tonight. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you run in circles round my mind. And after your words have been followed, how can I search for someone new? Oh, while I really want you by my side. And I get no sleep. I'm in too deep to let you leave. It would be right that you go. Ain't nobody but you I can hold on to. So am I wrong, giving my all, making you stay tonight? Ain't nobody but you.
Ain't nobody.
I can hold
Ain't nobody.
Would it be right if you go
Running away from love.
Ain't nobody but
Ain't nobody.
me.
Ain't nobody.
Ain't nobody but you.
Great.
Thank you.
That was
Thank you.
nice. That was really good. Well done.
Thank you.
Now it's up to you guys. Yes, you'll be the second. Okay? Hi there. Our mic ladies, hello. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Marco Schroeder. I'm from the Standard 80 Vienna, Austria.
Hello.
We are very proud of you. Thank you for your great performance now. Cesar, your mom. I want to talk about your mom, if that's okay.
Sure.
She was singing, but a lot of people do not know. I think she was singing in over 100 television stations for an ORF program, which was called Kommissar Rex, or Inspector Rex. So she was singing the theme song, and I think it's quite known in Austria, so in the world actually. So do you want to follow her footsteps and to do 100 TV shows next time? And if you allow me a second question, to the background singers, how much does he inspire you that you want to join Eurovision at the front line next year?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's an amazing question. Let's go to the first question. Yeah, my mom, she co-wrote that song, but I remember exactly how that happened. At the time when she wrote that, nobody knew that it's going to go anywhere, that it's going to be picked up by that show at all. And she went on a train, she said goodbye to me, I was with my grandma, and she went on the train to the recording, and she wrote those words on the train there. And then there was, for months, there was nothing. And then suddenly it turned out to be that, like, this most selling Austrian export show. So the answer to your question is there's no way to want to reach that, because there's so much luck involved in this. I mean, the production cannot work out. There's so many things outside of your control. So it's just extremely lucky if you happen to just stumble into a project like that. And yeah, and the other question.
Ladies.
Well, I'm getting inspired, but I don't know yet if I would like to join.
Turkey.
Okay, yeah, you're right. But you know, I'm also German, right?
Yes, right.
So I could do both, yeah. I'll think about it. You never know. Go ahead. Yeah, well, I'm inspired too, but much respect for what you do. It's amazing, but I love to stay in the background.
Why? Why is that? It's like you're afraid, or?
Yeah, it's cool to support him, to give him good energy, and to be part of it, and yeah, it's good the way it is.
You already tried.
I tried twice, but failed at it. But he inspires me a lot also because he's very warming, and we're not from Austria. We're Portuguese, and we were very welcomed in the team. So big props.
Are they behaving? Are they behaving properly, the Portuguese?
No, I mean, all of them, and it's just not. It's not just making compliments, empty compliments, but this is the first pick. There wasn't one that I liked better. You know, those were my first choices, and I'm happy that they're here.
That's a good thing. Any?
You never know. Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. Maybe.
Well, Cesar is a great inspiration, both vocally and humanly. I never thought of this till 5 minutes ago when you asked, and I say, okay, maybe Haiti. I don't know. This is the country of my parents. Nobody came for. I mean, Eurovision. It's far. Haiti is far from Euro, right? Maybe too. Yeah. I'll see where things go, but why not?
And you play the guitar and sing as well, or just play the guitar? No, him.
I don't actually play the guitar. I play the piano or the accordion, because I'm from Austria. No. I play the
Singing's
piano.
not your thing?
I try to sing, but I prefer to stay in the background and leave it to the pros.
Okay. So they admire you, but they're being shy, aren't they?
No, actually, he's just underselling himself constantly. He's such a multi-talented guy, and he's always saying, I cannot do that, I cannot do this, but he's really good at all of that.
Oh. What's all of you guys? Next question. Yes, please. Oh, sorry. It will be you after.
Hi, Alistair Birch from Europhile. Our host Pedro said in the introduction that gym wasn't important, so my question is about the gym. I understand you practice Pilates. How important is that to you? What does it bring you? And can you maybe explain your family connection to the establishment of Pilates in Europe?
Pilates is something that came out of the performing arts. So the first application of the Pilates method was with dancers. So it has it's very applicable to performing, to understand where support comes from, how to set it up, how to free the breathing, how to perform without excess stress. You know, all these things come very handily in a performance of any kind. My dad is a Pilates master teacher, and he was the one who brought Pilates to the German-speaking countries. He was the first one to do it, and I grew up with Pilates, more or less. I wasn't always totally on board, but when I got into sports myself, I took it seriously, and yes, I mean, I would love to. That's something that has always been back of my head. I would love to just work with a school and just introduce it to the children, because there it would be much more effective, even, you know.
That's true. Final question. Yes. The mic. Always the mic. Thank you very much.
Hi, it's Martijn van der Veen, Eurovision artist in the Netherlands. I heard you are a huge fan of Prince. And now I was wondering which Prince song does mean the most for you of all the songs he made?
In the case of Prince, I'm a Prince admirer, as a musician especially. In the case of Prince, it's really hard because there's like 20 songs that could be all the best Prince song. Right now, if I just take a stab at my field of favorites, it would be probably Sometimes It Snows in April. It's a very simple song, but it always kind of aims at the heartstrings. That would be the one. I don't know if you know that one. If you don't know it, check it out.
Okay. So to wrap this up, you are one of the writers and the composer of the song, and you said about it. On the one hand, contains your soul and your story, and on the other hand, the listeners will relate. So, what do you hope people feel when they listen to your song?
First and foremost, I don't want the topic that is in my mind to dominate everything. At the end of the day, it's about vibration, my vibration from my physical body through this mic to you. It's gonna do something, you know. And if there's something vibrating with what I'm doing, that's all it needs. You know, there doesn't need to be a concept, a rational concept attached to that. If you want that, there's something like a topic to find, but it's not the only way to consume, like to listen to music. Music has its own important thing. Music has its own information, even without concepts and words, right?
Thank you very much.